Well, hi friends, I'm Brian Cosby, this is Provide and Protect, and today we're talking about emergency communications, especially a ham radio. And this one's by AnyTone, and this is the AT-588Max. So that's what this is right here. And so there's a few features about this. You know, we've done a lot of videos about, CBs and ham radios, that kind of thing. And so we want to talk about this one here because there's a few things about this one that I think are really important. And so if you are to be, into being a provider and protector for yourself, your family, and your community, then this is important. So what we'll do is we'll bring you in, we'll show you what's, part of this. My son here is a ham radio license operator, and so he has his general license. Yeah. And so we're going to talk about this, and maybe this will be a good thing for you. All right, so this is the AnyTone AT-588Max, and this is a ham radio, which means that you have to have a license under normal conditions to use this. Now, under emergency conditions, I mean, we're talking about if
threatening to life or property.
Yeah, if there's a threat to your life or property, well, then you can use this under emergency conditions, and you don't have a license. But under normal conditions, you have to. And my son, like I said, he's got a general license, which is the step 2 of the licensure for something like this ham radio. But some of you guys are maybe interested in this, right? So let me show you up close. This looks like, focusing here. Here's one thing, a couple things just from the design here. One, I like the top. Really like that.
Yeah, so the top is a heat sink, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. The other thing about the bottom with this, there's a lot of other types of radios that have a bottom like this that are very narrow. The nice thing about this one that's so wide and forward focused is that I can push down on any of these buttons up here, right? So I'm pushing over here just to show you, and it's not going to go down. If it was very narrow, then this would tilt down, and it's just like this the whole time. So if you're using it for this for a base station, well then it's going to do that.
Right.
So that's really nice to have a very wide base, obviously for vehicles, for your home base station, that kind of thing. So a couple, those are design things.
2 other things about design is that the heat sink goes back that far on each side, so it's not if you put this butt up against a wall or something, it won't bend your cords and hurt the connectors.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously they thought a lot about the design itself.
Even this, like the location of the speaker, because if you don't have the mounting bracket under here on, then when the speaker's underneath and you're on a table
flat, then the speaker's down,
right, and you can't hear it
toward you. Yeah, so they thought a lot about the design. So one thing about AnyTone is, this is not their first radio. They've been around the block for a long time. And so you can see that in something like this. All right, so tell me, Garrett, what about this radio here?
So it has a high power of 70 watts, which is really, really high for something so small.
For that
very
size.
Small, yeah.
70 watts.
So it is a VHF 2-meter 70-watt radio. It's got 3 different power levels, 70, 25, and 10 watts. Okay. Which is really nice. So if you're not wanting to blow everybody out, if you're talking more close quarters, then you can just go on the 10-watt setting. So that's really nice. You have a microphone right here. Okay. And you probably can't see it in the camera, but each one of these buttons is lit up. And depending if you lock it, so
it's dark out right now, it's just not. You could see all the numbers.
Right. So all these buttons, if you want to lock them and you switch that up, then all of the lights turn off, which gives you an indicator if it's locked or not, which is really nice as well. Of course, your PTT, push to talk, and then up and down buttons up here. And then last is the DTMF codes you can turn on and off. So on this, there are 510 programming channels. So in case you have a few things you want to program, you have enough space.
Yeah. So and you can individually program certain channels or certain frequencies.
Right.
You can
So
name them, right? I mean, you can actually put.
so from the microphone or from here, the V/M on both is VFO/memory. So hit that, and I've pre-programmed 8 channels, 9. So 1 to 9, and naming them on the top up here. So you've got these 3 buttons here. On the top button is function. It's orange. Press and hold, and you get your settings, and they are numbered, so you can scroll around through those. And the way you scroll through them is not up and down like usual. It's these 2 middle top buttons. So to scroll through the different settings, you hit those 2 top buttons instead of the up and down like other radios.
Okay.
So you can adjust the brightness of the screen, which is really nice if you're wanting to work in darker.
And you're doing that with that.
Yes.
So with this, you're doing what?
So with this, the up and down buttons, so up and down,
Okay.
change the actual setting on that particular thing. Right. So scrolling down to the names, and I've named that one Lookout, so you can change.
That's Lookout Mountain, Georgia.
Yes. So
or Tennessee.
Or Tennessee.
Both.
Yeah. So if you turn this knob, it can change the letter.
Okay. So
in alphabetical order.
Yeah. Okay.
It's also got numbers. So
yeah, that's nice.
You can name that, which is really cool. It has a scramble function, which is something I've never heard of before on a radio. So basically, it encodes that's the setting there.
Scramble.
It encodes your signal. So more than just a DCS or CTCSS tone, it actually encodes your signal.
Okay.
Which is really...
Gives you some privacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Privacy and all of that.
Okay.
Which is really cool. You've got noise canceling on transmitting, which means that you're transmitting less noise. So there's your NT, so noise transmit. I have that set pretty low. And then your noise for receiving, I have a bit higher. Okay. So that just lowers the amount of noise that you get when you're receiving signals.
I mean, in CB, you get a lot of noise, but right. For ham, not as much, but you still want to control it. And that's what you're doing here.
Yes. Yeah. So if I go back to that, I just like pressing the push to talk up here, and it just returns you back to your
frequency right
back
there.
screen. Yeah. It's got a compander, which I've never heard it said like that, but it works basically the same. So you hit the function button, and then on the top you hit the squelch button, which is this one right here. And you get that little signal that little bumpy line wave right there.
Yeah.
And basically that eliminates the noise even more, so you can get an extremely clear signal.
Okay.
One downside to that is if you've got extremely high noise level, then it may start cutting out on the actual audio you're trying to listen to.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have to be careful using that. And then just to turn it off, you do the same thing that you did to turn it on.
Okay.
So you've got all the CT,
cool.
CSS tones and all of that stuff. Last thing is, which is something I really like, is voltage inquiry. So basically, you can press and hold function and then hit the squelch, and it tells you exactly how much voltage.
Now, why is that important?
Because it has voltage regulations, and you want to see make sure you're in the right voltage range and all of that. Okay. And I like seeing the status of my battery without a multimeter. Yeah. But just to return, you do the same thing. But yeah,
there you go. I mean, for this compact size, you know, the mount and everything on this, and to all those things, that's pretty pretty nice little thing. And so for, you know, on my truck, for example, I've got a mount that I can put a CB radio, a ham radio, or if your truck is not aluminum, you can do something like this. You can put, you know, antenna like this on there. That's what we've got. So our antennas are that way. So we can, you know, go back and forth between CB or ham radio. And this is important. I mean, you know, for emergency communications, something like that, to have this as an option, and highly recommend you at least consider getting your license. My son is always doing communication with people all over the world. I mean, Australia, is that?
Slovenia, Sweden, and Spain are the main
Spain
ones.
are main ones. Yeah. So you can do, I mean, all across the world communication, which is pretty nice, and it's free. I mean, you got to buy this, but after that, it's free. So it's pretty cool. So nice little setup right here. Again, you know, for your vehicle, for your home, you know, base station, something like this. It's not as expensive as a lot of the other ones out there. So this might be a great way to go. If you're starting out, especially in the ham radio world, then this might be a very good
especially for the power that it gives out.
Power output, you know, the features that are on here, all that. So anyway, we'll drop a link for this down below. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you today, and we'll drop a link for this down below. But thanks so much for your support for us and for our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.